Welcome back to the Blue Star Report. This week, we are not celebrating a win, but we are celebrating Jimmy Johnson's induction into the famed Ring of Honor at AT&T Stadium. But before we get to that, we have to recap the Cowboys at Miami. Last Sunday, the Dallas Cowboys lost to the Miami Dolphins 22-20. On the bright side, Dallas held Miami to 1 touchdown and 5 field goals. However, there's no moral victories in the NFL. But there are lessons to be learned from losses. Dallas learned 3 things that they learned from the loss. CeeDee Lamb is that dude, the defense is capable of holding opposing offenses to the minimum, and the defense is capable of not letting running backs run wild. What makes Cowboys Nation nervous is the offense not capturing the opportunity to score when they had an excellent opportunity to score a touchdown. The good news is that Dallas will be home next week against the Lions, who are better this season than they have ever been. As the Dallas Cowboys gear up for their clash against the Detroit Lions, there's a sense of anticipation and excitement in the air. The NFL season has unfolded with its fair share of twists and turns, and now, the spotlight shifts to this intriguing matchup. Both teams bring unique strengths and challenges to the field, setting the stage for a game that promises intensity and suspense. In this segment, we'll delve into what you need to know about the upcoming battle between the Cowboys and the Lions. From player performances to key statistics, let's unravel the essential elements that could shape the outcome of this exciting showdown. Get ready for a comprehensive insight into the dynamics of the game as we break down what you need to know ahead of this week's matchup. Here is what you need to know. Saturday night, legendary coach Jimmy Johnson will be inducted into the famed Ring of Honor at AT&T Stadium. Here's the highlights of his career. Jimmy Johnson is a renowned figure in American football, both as a player and a coach. Here's a recap of his illustrious career. Early life and playing career. Born on July 16, 1943, in Port Arthur, Texas, Johnson attended Thomas Jefferson High School and played college football as a defensive lineman at the University of Arkansas between 1962 and 1964. He helped lead the Razorbacks to the national championship in 1964. Coaching career. Johnson's coaching career began as the defensive line coach at Louisiana Tech in 1965. He later coached at Wichita State, Iowa State, Oklahoma, and Pittsburgh. Oklahoma State and University of Miami. Johnson became head coach at Oklahoma State in 1979 and compiled a 29-25 record with 2 bowl appearances in 5 seasons. He then moved to the University of Miami, where he had a 52-9 record, won 2 Orange Bowl titles, 2 number 2 finishes, and a national championship in 1987. Dallas Cowboys. Johnson succeeded Tom Landry as the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys in 1989. During his tenure from 1989 to 1993, the Cowboys won consecutive Super Bowl titles in Super Bowl 27 and Super Bowl 28. Miami Dolphins. In 1996, Johnson became head coach and general manager of the Miami Dolphins, succeeding the legendary Don Shula. In 4 seasons at Miami, Johnson compiled a 36-28 record and went 2-3 in 5 postseason games. Post-coaching career. Since his coaching retirement, Johnson has appeared as an analyst for Fox Sports and is one of the featured commentators of Fox NFL Sunday. Johnson is one of only 6 head coaches in NFL history to guide a team to back-to-back Super Bowl wins. He was the first coach, and one of only 2 in football history, Barry Switzer, to serve as head coach of a Super Bowl champion and a National Collegiate Champion team. He was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2012 and the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2020. As for the actual game, the referee for the game will be Brad Allen. The top 5 penalties called by his crew are false starts, offensive holding, defensive pass interference, delay of game, and defensive offsides. The first 2 are in double digits, then the numbers drop off by half for both home and away. That could be a good thing or a bad thing when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys. The coaches should know this, and I'd be surprised if they didn't go over that with the players. If Dallas cuts out the penalties, they should dominate the Lions. As the regular season inches towards its conclusion, every game becomes pivotal, and for the Dallas Cowboys, the Week 17 matchup against the Detroit Lions holds immense significance. In this segment, we'll dive into the latest defensive rankings, offering a snapshot of where both teams stand as they prepare to square off on the gridiron. Like last week, these are from SportNot and written by Matt Johnson. Here are the rankings of Dallas and Detroit as written by Matt Johnson. 27, Detroit Lions. Previously, 24th in NFL defense rankings. We gave the Detroit Lions their flower in our NFL power rankings. This isn't the place for that. Minnesota Vikings quarterback Nick Mullins was throwing football right into the chest of Lions defenders on Sunday. There could have been a lot more than 4 interceptions. While some will see this performance as a step forward by Detroit, a fourth-string quarterback throwing for 411 yards and still leaving a lot of big plays on the field is another stain on the Lions' secondary. 5. Dallas Cowboys. Previously, 4th in NFL defense rankings. All things considered, this was a respectable effort by Dan Quinn's defense against one of the best offenses in football. The Miami Dolphins had a big second quarter, scoring 10 points with 128 total yards. Beyond that, Dallas did a very good job getting stops until that final drive. Fans will be upset with Quinn following this performance, but holding Miami to 22 points is another example of Dallas having a top 5 defense. As the Dallas Cowboys gear up for a crucial Week 17 clash against the Detroit Lions, the anticipation is palpable, especially with the legendary Jimmy Johnson set to be honored with a spot in the Ring of Honor during the game. This historic moment adds an extra layer of excitement to an already pivotal matchup. In this segment, we'll dive into the defensive rankings, scrutinize the key matchups, and provide a comprehensive analysis to help set the stage for the highly anticipated encounter between the Cowboys and the Lions. Join us as we offer a score prediction for this significant game that holds the promise of both NFL history and playoff implications. Get ready for a thrilling Week 17 showdown in Dallas as we celebrate a true football icon and look ahead to the exciting prospects on the gridiron. On paper, everything points to the Dallas Cowboys pulling out a victory. However, it is important to remember that these Detroit Lions are not the same old sorry Lions we faced before. Dan Campbell has changed the culture there and expect a war Saturday night. With that said, the offense should have a field day against the secondary even if the Lions choose to blitz. The only question that remains is how explosive is the Lions' offense and can the Dallas Cowboys' defense raise their play to that championship level that we have seen this season, albeit not on a consistent basis. Cowboys Nation is nervous about both not rising to the occasion when it all is on the line. Here at the Blue Star Report, we are confident that it can and will happen Saturday night and in the playoffs. That is why we think the score will be the Dallas Cowboys 44. The Detroit Lions 17. Don't get us wrong, the offense has the weapons to beat the Cowboys and that defense is good enough to make things difficult if Dallas isn't on their P's and Q's. But with Tyron Smith in the lineup and the defense coming off a disappointment, they are looking to correct the mistakes that were made. Don't panic if the first quarter does not go as planned. It is almost a guarantee that the Lions will come out strong. If the Cowboys stay close or can get ahead, they will have a great chance to win. With that said, we hope you have a great new year and until next year. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay up to date with all the latest insights and updates on the Blue Star Report. Be sure to adjust your notification settings to all so you never miss a single video. Your support keeps us going, and we appreciate every football fan on this journey with us. Stay tuned for more captivating insights and updates right here on the Blue Star Report. So, until next time, love everyone that you can, and as always,
Go Cowboys!